Hey Stampers, I'm Gail Davenport. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Today this is the card we're going to make and I hope you can see how pretty it is. I've seen it a couple of times, not exactly like this but close, on Pinterest, and so I don't know who to give the credit to. I will say that they used foil around here, the silver foil, and I ran out so I couldn't do that, so I used smoky slate. And then on the inside I took the Perfectly Plaid stamp set because I love the Merry Christmas font with that, and I put that on the inside. So we're going to get started today. So first of all, we're going to be using the Frosted Foliage, and it's frameless, and together you get 10% off. This is the column of Frosted Frame dies. We're using the DSP that comes with this designer series paper, and it's all 6x6, but it has foil on the back. It is beautiful, beautiful paper, so I'm so thrilled to have that. So now we're going to get going on this, and the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of Night of Navy, and it's going to be 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I went ahead and stamped this in navy from the Perfectly Plaid, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to set that aside for just a second. Next, we're going to take a piece of smoky slate. We're going to put it on with dimensionals, and it is your standard 4 by 5 1/4 that's going to go on top of that. Then this piece is your Night of Navy, and it's going to be, I forgot to write down from this, 3 by 5, or 3 3/4 by 5. Then this is what we cut out from the framelit. And I have a piece of my, here it is, missing. Anyway, so I cut this out, and this is the sprig I used for this, and this looks kind of funny, but it cuts out 2 leaves. So it cuts out both of the leaves that you saw right here. So that makes it really nice. Then this is the designer series paper that was 6x6, so I cut it in half, so I had a 3x6. I turned it and I cut it again, so this was 3x3. Now this is just a little bit big for this, and it would have hung over. So I cut it down not quite, a little bit more than 1/8 and not quite 1/4 of an inch. So somewhere in there, maybe like a 3/16, and then it fit fine. So I stamped it with Versamark, and I used the white, the Whisper White embossing powder, and I embossed it, and it says, "Sending you a little Yuletide cheer." So we're going to go ahead and put this on now. The next part is the fun part. I also used the Seaside Spray Metallic ribbon, and I put that across here, and I used probably about 6 inches so I had enough to turn, and then I just taped it on the back. So then you have to decide which do you want on top and which do you want on the bottom. And I think I want it this way. Actually, it looks like the leaf is going up that way anyway, so I guess it was a good choice. Okay. So now, it's still a little bit longer, but it's going to be okay. Now I'm going to adhere with my glue dots our little sprigs of foliage. And I just roll them up with my finger, and I just kind of put it on a couple of the leaves just to sort of hold it in place. I kind of go for the thicker ones so that you can see where it's going to be. And then I decide where I want it, and I think I want this one right there. I don't know if I can, I keep moving out of the camera, I'm so sorry. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. This has a weak spot in it right here, so we're going to put the adhesive dot right there, even if we have to use an extra one. That's not a big deal. Wouldn't hurt to support it a little bit anyway. Well, and we're going to put that, I think, right about there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to, actually, I think we're going to adhere this first. So bear with me for just a second. Okay. Take up all these backs for the dimensionals, but I think you'll see why when we finish it. It just kind of makes it pop up a little bit more, and I just love it. But once we sparkle it up, I don't think you're going to see anything else but how beautiful it is and all the sparkles. Okay. Try not to get my head in the camera. Okay. Now we're going to put this up on dimensionals too. I tried to show in an earlier video how I use my take your pick and get these off, and ever since that video when I couldn't do it, I've not been able to do it. I've lost my technique, my touch. I've got to practice again, because usually I use it all the time for my personal use, so oh well. Okay, so here we go with that. Now you're going to take your liquid glue. You could use fine tip point, or you can use the Tombow like I'm going to. You will have to set this off to let it dry, but you're going to love the effect. And I don't do it everywhere, I just do kind of randomly, but there are certain areas that you just want to get because they stand out and they're, ooh, and then they get maybe a little bit much. Okay, I have this done. So now we're going to use the new Stampin' Up, which still has a little foam thing on it. Ice stamping glitter is what it's called, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's coarser than most of our glitters, but it just makes it really stand out. Isn't that gorgeous already? We haven't even done the top yet. Isn't that beautiful? Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to tap the little bell so you'll get all of my notifications. I've enjoyed being with you today. And if I can do anything for you, you can always go to my online store at gaildavenport.stampinup.net. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.